Hello, my friends. My name is Jonah Babbins, and welcome to the Discourse in Magic podcast. If you're new here, welcome. Good to have you. If you're not, then welcome back. And also, I'm going to welcome myself back because I've been gone for a couple of months, have not recorded an episode. I took the summer off, which is something that I never do. But I took the summer off and I was traveling, performing, meeting people, and I wanted to use this episode to catch up, tell you about some of the cool things that went on this past summer that maybe you didn't know about, and we're going to talk about the next 90 days and what you can do to set yourself up for a rockin' Q4. And what I mean by that is if you're a performer, the last 90 days of the year are usually the busiest. So there's a lot of things that you can do to make sure that you are set up. So the past, the present, the future, that's what this episode is all about. Here we go. Starting with the past, I want to take you through week by week all of the different places that I was this summer because they're all magic community related and I have a lot to say about all of them. So let's start with July. So at the very end of July, I ran the Mastermind Summit. That means that for the very first time ever, I flew into Toronto, all of the members of my Discourse in Magic Mastermind. These are the guys that are scaling to six figures and beyond, hiring staff, running ads, doing all this stuff. These are people of my epic community. I flew them all out. There was about 7 or 8 of us, and it was kind of like a mini convention. We spent 2 days doing workshops together in the hotel workshop room. They all got hotels. We went to amazing restaurants. We had a blast. So that was a new experience for me. It was kind of like running my first little mini convention. It was epic. So shout out to the mastermind guys that made it and came out. It was such a blast. That was the first piece. Next is FISM. I have a lot to say about FISM. So this year, FISM was in Quebec City, which I live in Toronto. It's kind of like my backyard. Well, 8-hour drive, but it's still in Canada. So here's what I knew. I knew Olympics of Magic. I have to go. It's in Canada. 8 hours away. That's all I knew. That's literally what I knew. I knew Sean Farquhar. That's all I knew. Okay. So I flew down and started taking it all in. And it's hard to express what it all is because it really was incredible, overwhelming, a lot, fantastic. It was a lot. But I want to walk you through just a piece of it, a little aha moment or just a little thought that I've had about it, which is the weekend is broken down into a couple different pieces. So there's the lectures, there's the performances, there's the jams, and then there's the competitions. And every single day, there is some close-up competitions and there is some stage competitions. For just the close-up section, here's how it worked. For Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it was 2 hours a day. So there's 2 hours of close-up competition Monday, 2 hours of close-up competition Tuesday, 2 hours of close-up competition Wednesday. And then on Thursday and Friday, there was 5 hours each. Okay, so 16 hours of just watching close-up magic, of just watching 7-minute acts, of just watching coin matrices. I hope you see where I'm going with this. And similar with the stage magic. So the stage magic was also something like 15 or 16 hours worth of stage magic. As a spectator, not a performer, not a judge, as a spectator who only attended all of the close-ups. Like I didn't even attend all of the stage because it was really early and I just couldn't sit for that long. For just a spectator who attended only all of the close-up competitions and performances, it was draining. Not only draining, it was grueling. I've been to a lot of magic conventions and it was a grueling week. It was grueling to watch act after act after act. It was painful to see all of these things blend and blur, not because the magic was bad. The magic ranged from okay to fantastic. None of it was horrendous. There was a couple outliers, but it ranged from okay to fantastic. But because it's artistically draining, you see 9 coin matrices, you can't tell the difference. Why is one better than the other? Why is one more interesting than the other? Why is, you start to forget, you start to not understand, these things start to blend to each other. I took notes after every single act, and even still, it was really, really confusing, really draining, really grueling. And yet, I have to go to the next one. I have to go to the next one, because it was the most important week of magic that I've ever had. It's where all of the newest innovators were. Not necessarily dealers-wise, but performance-wise, absolutely. It's where all of the legends were, all of the magic teams, all of the thinkers. This is a real incredible gathering of the magicians who are putting together amazing, amazing acts. And these are the acts, by the way, that end up sneaking their way into all of the shows that you see. The AGTs, the Fool Us, all of those shows. Those acts are the same kind of acts that are built on these stages, and in many cases the very acts that are built on those stages. So this was an incredible week for me, and as just a spectator it was very, very grueling, and yet you will see me at the next one, and I will do my best to watch all of the stage competitions as well, because it was an amazing week. And it was tiring as a spectator to take that all in. It was artistically challenging, and I think really, really good for my magic soul. So the next one is in, I forget when, 2024, 2025 or something, in Italy. And I will see you there, because I will be there. So that is FISM. That was a wonderful trip from FISM, from Quebec City. I flew to Barcelona to have some fun, had a wonderful trip, met some amazing magicians there. I got to perform on 2 magic shows there of Harris Feldman's, which was great. And I just love Barcelona. Amazing people, amazing culture, amazing food. The weather was great. It was just a great city. I got to hang with Noah Kagan and some of his crew. I did 3 shows in Barcelona. Then I flew to Israel, spent some time in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, and boy, Israel has an amazing magic community. Holy gosh. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Neta and Yanai and Amir and Ziv and everybody. Just an incredible magic community there in Israel. They've done a great job to just bring everybody from all corners of that country together. It's a huge magic club of people who do everything. There's kids magicians, there's mentalists, there's card magicians, there's an expert in everything, hypnotism, business experts. There's every single person in that community. They're so giving, so warm, so kind, so smart, possibly the best magic community that I've ever come upon. Possibly. Don't quote me, or maybe quote me, I don't know, but possibly one of the best magic communities I've ever come upon. So shout out to Israel. That was fun. Then after Israel, I came home for a bit and then went to Chicago because I got a chance to perform at the Chicago Magic Lounge, and boy, was that fun. That is the most beautiful magic venue I have ever performed in. I think one of the most beautiful magic venues in the world. Just an absolutely spectacular place to be, and just amazing to be surrounded by incredible magic history, incredible magicians, just a super cool experience. So if you live near Chicago, go. And if you're a performer, speak to Ben Barnes about performing on the lineup, because it is such a beautiful show. So that is the second last place I was. And then the last place I was Louisville. I got a chance to go to Louisville, hang with Cody Clark, who's part of the mastermind. Got a chance to hang with the Louisville Magic Club, which obviously has some history with Lance Burton and Matt King from there. And I got a chance to cross the bridge and go to Brent Braun's shop in New Albany, and that was amazing too. And just another amazing magic community. Lots of warm people, lots of talented magicians, great magic history, just like Chicago. I mean, not just like Chicago. Chicago's an epic magic history. Louisville's a good magic history, but really wonderful people there. And shout out to the Louisville Magic Club, the It's Magic Show. Really, really wonderful. So in the last 3 months, I was in Quebec City. I was in Israel. I was in Barcelona. I was in Louisville. I was in Chicago. I was in Toronto. And I probably met a lot of you. So if I met you along the way, it was very nice to meet you. If I haven't met you and you want to say hi, in February, I'm going on a European lecture tour. So if you live in a city around Europe somewhere, send me a message and maybe we can bring our lecture to your magic club. So That is number one, where I was. Now let's talk about where we're going. In the next 90 days, we are entering Q4. That means it's your October Halloween parties. It's your December Christmas parties. It's everything. This is where all of the events are. So if you're a performer, two quick things for you to think about. The first is, if you are a performer, I want you to email all of your past clients and say, hey, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Are you planning something? Just do that. Really short message, send a message saying, hey, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Are you planning any events? I promise you, you'll make a couple $1,000s out of sending that email. I just promise you, it'll just work like that. Okay, that's number one. But number two, if it would benefit you, in a week and a half, I'm going to be doing a workshop about getting ready for Q4. So please go to discourseandmagic.com and sign up for the newsletter so you can get an email about the workshop. That's it. Very easy. And last and finally, and certainly not least, I have been in an effort to get back into podcasting, get back into interviewing, back up into putting this stuff out weekly. I've been putting out daily videos, not only on Instagram, but in the Discourse in Magic Facebook group. So if you have not yet, please go join the Discourse in Magic Facebook group or go follow us on Instagram so you can see some of the daily video lessons that I'm giving about magic, magic business, life, the world, and so on. There you go. That's it. I'm all caught up. I'm back. There's an epic interview coming to you next Thursday. Remember, go sign up at discourseandmagic.com for the newsletter and go sign up to the Discourse of Magic Facebook group. That way you can get all the delicious goodies that are coming in the next 90 days. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next Thursday.